KP1H complete. Okay, we've got the system hooked up now. It's ready to go. I've made my water connection with my pressure reducing valve. But because the pressure reducing valve is as heavy as it is with this valve here and connected to plastic, what I've done is I've strained reliefed my hose with tie wraps down the side. That takes the pressure off of this from bouncing, so we don't have a problem with this breaking off down the road. I'm going to take my cover off. And inside we can see that I've tie wrapped all my connections, and I've tie wrapped my inline valves on both sides and my connection to my RD cap. And this is again to make sure that we don't get any air drawing down on this system, which never happens when you first do the installation, but maybe 2 or 3 months down the road it's conceivable when the tubing starts to get harder. We're just trying to avoid having service calls. Notice that my water is shut off and I'm not on any connection point here, so I can turn this to the point that I want to draw chemicals from on my 1 gallon and my 4 gallon. And I have my water shut off, so I want to make sure that before I turn my water on that I have my bucket fill handle in a position ready to receive water, because I know it's going to leak for a couple of seconds. So let's turn it on. This does this even though the valve is shut off, because the line that comes down the back of the bucket fill hose needs to fill with water in order to put pressure on this diaphragm. On a new installation, it's quite common to see a bit of water leak from here just in the very first time that you use it. Once you've started to use it, that should stop happening, and that's just the flex gap separating itself from the stem. Now that I'm ready to go with this unit, I've got it pressurized. When I turn this off and turn it back on, as long as this prime is in the line, it will never do that again. But should I turn this off and accidentally depressurize my line, I'm going to have to repressurize again. Please ensure that you explain this to your customers to avoid frustration and extra service calls. When I want to use my bottle fill, now I'm ready to use my bottle fill, and I'm going to take my bottle and put it underneath the bottle fill connection, and then push this forward using my index finger to press the paddle all the way to the back. When it gets near the top, I slowly take it off and let it drip off so I get as little dripping as I can into the drip tray, and then I'm ready for usage. Now I'm ready to use my bucket fill. I take my bucket fill in hand and I point it to my target, turn it on just to make sure that my line is primed. Now I'm ready to fill. Leave it down for a few seconds to get as much water out of the hose as possible. Reconnect and take your product to the application.